Courses in 3 cities, over 3,000 students coming annually from all over the world, 600 different courses continually updated. These aren't just numbers, but they sum up the history of the Istituto Lorenzo de Medici, an institution for international higher education, especially renowned for study abroad.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I work here at Istituto Lorenzo de Medici. For over 45 years, young people from all over the world have chosen to come here, not only to study, but to expand their horizons. Students can take courses in design, art, performing arts, restoration, ancient studies, sciences, international politics, agriculture, marketing, communication, and much more. And they also have the choice of 3 cities to study in: Florence, Rome, and Toscana, a historical town in Lazio.
Integration is at the core of LdM. Here, students with different backgrounds have the chance to study together and, thanks to the LdM method, they combine academic notions with a practical approach. Avani is a student coming from India, and here, in Florence, she's had the chance to learn how to design and make jewelry, mixing the long-standing Italian tradition with her cultural background.
I learned a lots of new technique designs, most the contemporary jewelry, because it's not common in India about the contemporary jewelry design. Piece is like so close to my heart because it represents the Hinduism, Sanskrit. It's my mother tongue language, so it's so close to my heart, and I'm just representing myself, like how I am.
This exhibition concludes their 2-year journey. So when I started this course, I said I see you not as students anymore, but as young professionals. And as young professionals, we need to have high standards towards everything. You should have high expectations, and you should stand up to your standards.
Like real professionals, their creations have been photographed in a professional photo shooting that enables students to have an actual portfolio of their works.
The photo shoot was really great. It was definitely a new experience for me. Working with a professional was really helpful. You learned a lot. And yeah, I mean, it was great to focus on certain details.
At LdM, Megan and Avani have learned how to draw their creations, both by hand and using computer and modern technologies. The jewelry exhibition was held at the LdM Gallery, a space in the heart of Florence where academic research and artistic experimentation meet within a professional setting. The overall mission of the LdM Gallery is to encourage the development of creativity and sophistication within the student body, generating an open dialogue between students and the public, and fostering opportunities for students to experience the reality of the art world beyond an institutional setting. Various exhibitions were hosted during the academic year concerning photography, fine arts, fashion, interior design, and architecture. Among the many activities that have taken place here, there's also HELP, a graphic design exhibition.
Questa mostra entra benissimo nell'idea di galleria che abbiamo, che è quella, appunto, lo ripeto, dell'interdisciplinarità. Vogliamo assolutamente che questo spazio diventi un luogo aperto a tutti i corsi e a tutti i dipartimenti.
Through unique approaches and techniques, HELP underline the power of words and images related to contemporary society, exploring the multicolored world of politics, social issues, and environmental concern.
The process that we follow with our students to develop these kind of works, it's about the need of communicating to a certain target. Analyzing this target, we see how we need to find different ways to get to their interest, let's say like this, not following the classic line. They need to reduce the element of the illustrations that they develop in order to go more easily and more quickly to the core of the problem, and to involve this way better and more easily the target.
I think the messages in each campaign poster do a really good job in challenging the viewer's opinion on issues of today. Each work, whether it's confronting environmental, political, or social issues, allows for the students to create a platform for their own voice.
Innovation and tradition are the 2 pillars of LdM. The mission is to give students up-to-date courses while staying true to the traditions of the Istituto, whose roots are in Florence, the city where the Renaissance and modern science were born.
This goal is also achieved thanks to the many partnerships, such as the one with Franco Zeffirelli Foundation, an institution based in Florence to preserve and pass on the heritage of Maestro Zeffirelli, the great Florentine director.
This course is a design course for scenic design, and it's pretty much a lot of hand drawing. It's not using any computer systems at all, which is extremely different from my school in the US because everything is pretty much computerized there, so it's really nice to be very hands-on here.
Thanks to the partnership with the Franco Zeffirelli Foundation, students have the opportunity to learn directly from experienced professionals such as Carlo Centolavigna, a renowned set designer and disciple of Maestro Zeffirelli.
La scenografia è nata in Italia già da Brunelleschi, poi Leonardo stesso, fino alla prima opera del Peri, che era Euridice, che Zeffirelli fece nel 1960 al Giardino di Boboli. Io sono sempre dell'avviso che per fare il nuovo bisogna conoscere il vecchio. Quindi dare impostazioni in maniera classica prima, cioè quindi attraverso il disegno anche manuale, per poi arrivare a lavorare in maniera anche digitale, realizzare bozzetti al computer.
The team they make is so great. Working there in those big rooms with this very cultural people is amazing, especially because you wouldn't get an opportunity like this ever in life, right? So this has been a dream come true.
The LdM Fondazione Franco Zeffirelli partnership has resulted in interdisciplinary courses offered at LdM Florence in the fields of the visual and performing arts, such as the Acting Dante's Inferno course, dedicated to one of the Italian literary masterpieces, Dante's Divina Commedia. At the end of the course, students staged an evocative performance in the form of living pictures of extracts from these cantos in the Inferno room inside the Museum of Franco Zeffirelli Foundation. Fully immersed in the Italian literary and acting traditions, students had to play the original text in ancient Italian, developing a more intimate relation to the country and its cultural heritage. Thanks to the partnership between Fondazione Franco Zeffirelli and Istituto Lorenzo de Medici, 3 new courses will be launched this fall.
The first course is Voices of an Artist, and it's a course specifically dedicated to Franco Zeffirelli's career. The second course is dedicated to Romeo and Juliet, so basically doing what Franco Zeffirelli has done, beginning with the masterpiece, and then making that masterpiece accessible and beautiful and reflecting on that from an artistic perspective. We do that in the course. So we start with the love story of Romeo and Juliet, and we see how this love story has been treated by different artistic mediums. The third course is Dante's Quest for Love. It's a course that pivots on the Divine Comedy and looks at the Divine Comedies specifically as a journey to find what love is. It's a question that Virgil, one of the guides, asks Dante, and his answer is, love is knowledge. Dante teaches that alone, one person can achieve very little. And so you need a guide, you need human solidarity, and I think that these are very important themes.
In order to keep up with the times, not only do courses need to be updated, but teachers need to face new experiences and challenges. That's why both Professor Musso and Gradi have both had personal experiences teaching abroad.
My experience at Tec de Monterrey University in Mexico City. They had asked us to present an interesting topic. We chose corporate social responsibility related to fashion because the Santa Fe campus is a business school, but they have no fashion courses. So they were interested in corporate social responsibility, and whoever has a passion or interest for fashion was interested in the two art topics together.
Throwing yourself into a job in which you can meet students of different learning styles and backgrounds can only cause you to grow as a teacher and as a person. That's why it is extremely important for a professor having experiences abroad. We work in an international context, so our students come from all over the world, but especially United States and Mexico. So knowing their country and their home university is important to understand them and their learning needs.
Like many other teachers here at LDM, Professors Gradi and Musso are experienced professionals with a deep knowledge of their contemporary job market. That helps them to show their students what skills they'll need to build a successful career.
My specialty is fashion. I worked for over 20 years in Prada, Ferragamo, Ralph Lauren, and Calvin Klein. I combine my professional knowledge or experience with my teaching because, of course, the students have to learn the theory, and that's what they do when they read the book. But certainly, other than that, what they like to hear from me is my professional experience.
LDM offers a wide range of courses also for those students who want to improve their knowledge of archaeology and ancient art. Thanks to the partnership with CAMNES, the Center for Ancient Mediterranean and Near Eastern Studies, they can have first-hand experience conserving ancient artifacts.
All the objects the students take care of are coming from an Etruscan necropolis in Tuscany. We have been excavating there with CAMNES and with the LdM Institute since 2005. If students go back home with an empowered passion for the ancient world and the first-hand understanding of how demanding it is to take care of the past and how important as well it is, then I'm happy.
It's kind of wild, like you don't really like comprehend the fact that these are from 1st century BCE, and it's just like you're holding them in your hand. You don't usually get that experience.
Since many years, LDM students and professors have been engaged in the conservation of the marvelous moai on Easter Island. This year, even Consuelo Valdez Chadwick, the Chilean Minister of Cultural Heritage, visited the LDM headquarters in Florence, meeting Carla Guarducci, President and CEO of Istituto Lorenzo de Medici, to discuss future common projects.
The will for continuous renewal is the reason that LDM has just launched a brand new sequence for our 3 cities program. Students will have the chance to spend the semester in 3 different cities, experiencing the beauty of Florence, the magnificence of Rome, and the authenticity of the countryside in Tuscany.
The new 3 Cities program wants to offer students a dynamic and informed approach to the multifaceted aspects of contemporary Italy. Students will explore the long-standing Italian excellence in the fields of tourism and gastronomy, learning why the Made in Italy brand is so renowned worldwide. The 3 Cities academic program this year places a new emphasis on Italian global presence and excellence in relation to real-world issues of today and tomorrow. This journey starts in Tuscany, a historical town surrounded by greenery, in the center of Italy. Here, in this breathtaking countryside, students have the chance to attend several courses dedicated to culture, food, and agriculture. Those who will attend the 3 Cities program will start their journey here, with the Sustainable Italy Environmental Awareness and Ecotourism course.
Sustainable tourism, most of all, means respect and know the place where you are going in order to understand what is important for the territories and for the people you can find there, and at the same time find a way to travel in a sustainable way. Tuscany is like an open lab where you can find different environments such as hills, lake and also sea, and discover by yourself when it's possible to talk about ecotourism. The Italian lifestyle is mainly in the small villages, and through Tuscany and through my course they can start this journey through Italy, starting with the first real impact about us.
This countryside has charmed filmmakers, artists, photographers, and, last but not least, Lucia, a student at Istituto Lorenzo de Medici in Tuscany.
The countryside, it's beautiful here. Every morning I wake up and I think, wow, it amazes me every day. I go outside and you can see these ruins and the sun and the birds and the morning mist. It's gorgeous. Classes are very hands-on. I'm able to travel around doing field trips, not only just for my classes, but there's a free excursion, a day trip every Friday, which has been incredible. I've learned so much about the local history and the culture. I went to the local bakery one morning and they taught me how to make pizza di Pasqua, which is Easter bread, essentially. and the same with gelato and homemade hot chocolates.
She went to Tuscania at the beginning of the spring semester, and she has really taken advantage of this opportunity.
When I signed up for my classes initially, I signed up for Italian, wine business, agricultural economics, organic agriculture, and my cooking class. Each class was kind of in symbiosis with the other. So, for example, olive oil. In my organic agriculture class, I would learn how olive trees are pruned, how you can have chickens running around to help fertilize them, and how it can be grown in an organic, sustainable way. Then, in my agricultural economics class, I could learn the money that could be made through having oil, olive oil, and the possible setbacks and struggles financially. The standards here, being Italian education, are very high, and the teachers really do care about the learning process. Also, just learning about a different culture puts my own in perspective, and I think I've really grown as a person as the result of this experience.
Let's leave Tuscania and go to Rome, the second city that students will be able to explore thanks to LdM's 3 Cities program.
Its millenary history has earned Rome the name of Eternal City. Since this is the Italian capital, students will experience what Italian lifestyle in a big city looks like. Strolling along its streets, it's possible to admire both ancient buildings and modern constructions.
A lot of things started in Rome, and Rome can explain a lot of Italy. So I think it's very important to be inspired in Rome and to be able to understand the excellence of the cultural artisanship and everything that is linked to the Made in Italy in Rome, and experiencing it by real. The insights for the visit are very important because they get the real thing.
My experience at LdM has been really great. I have had the option of taking a lot of these different courses that I wouldn't be able to take at home, and a lot of my courses are focused on the Italian cultures.
Made in Italy, a culture of excellence, is part of the new 3 Cities program in one of the many courses that students can attend here in Rome.
The Made in Italy is changing, is evolving, and it's more and more about selection and get the best at all levels. So I think the future of the Made in Italy is to always invest on quality and artisanship and savoir-faire, which is at the basis of the Made in Italy in all the sectors, from food to fashion, from design to really electronics, techniques, automotives, everything.
The 3 Cities program ends in Florence, the cradle of modern humanism, naturalistic arts, and scientific method, as well as the birthplace of a unique and original culinary tradition.
Here in Florence, the student will enjoy 2 different courses, current trends in Italian cuisine and wine business. I think we have a lot to offer to our students, and the 3 Cities program is an amazing experience because offered in just one study abroad experience, the student could enrich and enjoy 3 different areas of Italy. And the student will understand how in Italy we have a strong regional identity for each region.
This is the reason why a new school will be launched in the fall.
The School of Nutrition, Italian Gastronomy and Culture is definitely something new because we evolved from a department as the school, and I think is represent the positive response of the public, of the students.
The school's objective is to conduct parallel rigorous scientific discourse on the principles of nutrition and on the cultural aspect of Italian culinary heritage.
Part of my experience here has been really enriching due to the fact that I am Well, I'm about to graduate from being a dietitian. I believe food means like a lot more than just what you eat. I believe it has to do a lot with like society, traditions, also like, for example, culture. And that's one of the main reasons I decided to take this course, because I wanted to know like the difference between my country and Italian culture in order like to compare them. When I go back in Mexico, can also like give that part of Italian style to my patients.
Students at LdM Florence can enjoy the Scuola di Cucina Lorenzo de Medici, the Lorenzo de Medici cooking school located in the Mercato Centrale. But why should only those in Florence have that opportunity?
In order to offer the widest possible chance to experience the Italian culture and heritage, LdM is about to launch another Cucina Lorenzo de Medici, also in the city of Turin.
Students, tourists, and whomever is interested in Italian culinary tradition will have the chance to attend a cooking class in the brand new Mercato Centrale that's about to open in Turin, a city that can be defined as a European gastronomy hub. Lorenzo de Medici Cooking School wants to encourage the understanding of the regional culinary heritage, promoting a creative dialogue between the different traditions, such as Tuscan and Piedmontese.
But Turin is not just food. It was the first capital of Italy, which was unified in 1861. Located in Piedmont, in the north of Italy, a region famous for its bucolic landscape and its rich culinary traditions, people come here from all over the world to taste its famous beef, cheese varieties, and truffles.
Thanks to the STEM program, LdM students in Rome can attend scientific courses, taking advantage of the facilities of the University of Roma III. A new course in biochemistry has just been added to the didactic offering.
My course is called Principles of Biochemistry, and it explores the basic pathways taking place in the cell. So the aim of this course is to give the students a basic understanding of the processes of the pathways in the cell.
Thanks to the partnership with University of Roma III, Italian and LdM students will also have the chance to share classes together.
I think LdM offers a great opportunity to study abroad. Studying with different teachers, also interacting with different students, with, for example, Italian students here in Rome, could really make the difference for a student, for a future researcher, to be more ready for a multicultural world.
Integration is one of the keywords here at LdM. Rome is not just the heart of the Catholic Church, but also a multicultural city that for millenniums has been the home of different religious groups. The aim of the course, Crossroads of Faith, the Jewish, Christian, and Muslim heritage of Rome, is to help students discover this cultural heritage, visiting sites such as the synagogue, the Jewish museum, and the non-Catholic cemetery.
I think this course is very interesting in the sense that it shows the students the complexity of the relationship between the Catholic majority of people who live in Rome and those minorities such as the Jews or some Muslim and Greek Orthodox. In this city, students have the possibility of seeing how the different layers of the city interacted with each other.
Integration also means to learn how to combine academic lessons with practical experience. Itzayana and Maria Fernanda are studying international relations at LdM in Rome, and today they're visiting the Italian branch of UNICEF, one of the most important UN organizations worldwide.
I learned about how UNICEF works with migrants and refugees all over the world, and specifically here in Italy, how they help them.
My course in this semester is called International Rome, a UN City, and it's a course about basically global governance, where we look at the international relations system, starting from the UN system, but also the role of other actors like non-state actors, and also the Sustainable Development Goals and the ways in which the UN tries to face global challenges, let's say.
International Rome is part of the International Conflict Transformation Certificate, which also includes other courses such as Humanitarian Affairs, International Terrorism, Globalization and Social Change. Being in Rome offers the LdM students a lot of opportunities to deepen their knowledge of how international politics work.
Well, I think that to have the opportunity to visit like international organizations and NGOs, seats, etc. is an important one for basically two reasons. First, they can have the chance to see how it works. They can have the chance to ask questions to people that actually work in the field. But also I think that it's important from really a teaching point of view. When you do such an experience, you learn much more than what you learn when you read it on a book or you talk about this in class. So I think it really gives an added value to students to have these experiences.
The LdM method, combining academic notions and a practical approach, helps students to find their path in the real world, such someone like Nathania, an LdM alumna. During her bachelor in conservation studies, she attended various restoration courses in Florence. That was the beginning of her career, and now she's studying to obtain a master's at the University College of London. She still remembers when, as a student, she was working on a fresco near Florence with Lorenzo Casamenti, her professor, and what that experience meant to her.
We went out into the countryside and we were working on a fresco, and it was the last day I was going to be doing that in Italy. I was leaving, I think, like a couple weeks later. We were out in the countryside. I was like working very quietly at night on this fresco, and on the drive back, I heard Lorenzo say like, "Oh, Nathania's really learned how to be a restorer," and that felt like a massive compliment coming from someone with so much experience who's seen so many students.
As Natania did in the past, in this course, students learn how to master the techniques used by the ancient Italian painters in the 1400s and 1500s. This enables them to better understand how to restore paintings and frescoes.
We're painting in the tempera technique, so it's using egg to bind the pigments. I think it's important to understand how artists used to, the techniques that they would use to create the paintings, so you better understand the layers that make up a painting and the chemistry of the materials that they use, so we understand better how to take care of them.
LdM offers a wide variety of different experiences, encouraging students to think outside the box. One example is My Big Green Tuscan Wedding, an event organized by one of the event planning classes and whose aim is to combine a traditional Tuscan wedding with a sustainable green approach.
We explore the idea of the Italian wedding tradition, talking about many different aspects that are very typical of Italy, that are not the fashion that you see mostly on Instagram, on Pinterest. So we went into details that were really behind the scenes or things that are less known, but we also wanted to bring something more contemporary. We talk a lot about green event planning in my course, so we decided to do an event, an Italian wedding, but green.
We decided to do Instagram as a big major social platform because not only is this an event based on pictures and looks, we felt that it was the easiest way to grab the attention of our target market.
We tried to sell the value of having an international crowd very active in the digital world to our sponsors, and this is what we did, and they had accepted this. So we were able to tell our sponsors that we would follow them, we would write stories about them, we would talk about them, and in exchange they accepted to sponsor this event, which has a value of more than 20 times the budget we had to spend.
Event planning courses at LdM focus on a wide range of subjects, enabling students to learn how to apply these skills in the most diverse areas. For instance, students organized a Halloween party combining this traditional Anglo-Saxon event with the olive harvest. They had the chance to experience real olive picking in the countryside and learn how to taste olive oil. Among the courses that will be starting next year, there's also a wedding planning with Professor Iapicchino.
The wedding planning course has been thought to responding to the need of the nowadays necessity of more specific skills, in particular in the event planning industry. As a matter of fact, the skills required for wedding planners in comparison to congress and fair planners might differ a lot, although both belong to the same professional category.
Students attending the Marist LdM Master's Degree in Museum Studies have the chance to curate and organize exhibitions focused on art. such as the one held in the renowned Siebert Museum in Florence, dedicated to Friedrich Siebert's career as a painter. Learning to think outside the box is not just a way to express originality, but also a problem-solving strategy. In the class of Fashion Lab, Experimental Design, a course launched this year, students are encouraged to design clothes using unusual materials, taking into consideration the environmental impact of their creations. Since environmental awareness is increasing worldwide, designers are expected to respond to the needs of the consumers.
Initially, when students take this course, they're a bit hesitant to stretch themselves, to go beyond the line. And as they become more comfortable and they realize that that this is really a class for experimentation, they enjoy the liberation, the freedom of expression, of creative expression. This is a course where students again explore many different solutions to a given problem, so that when they're in the industry, they do not fear taking these design risks to see what that possibility could be.
We have been very careful in this course to be concentrated on eco-friendly and sustainability of materials. So the students need to search and find wherever they want non-fabrics, okay, unusual materials, but non-fabrics, trying as much as possible to recycle.
I'm studying sustainability also. I'm minoring in sustainability, so I like to try to be conscious of that as it is, but I think in an experimental design course, when I was being pushed to further explore materials I wouldn't have normally thought of, it wasn't just acquiring fabrics that were being repurposed, it was, using things that weren't necessarily fabrics.
Here at LdM, the teachers want their students to be able to cope with the challenges that they'll face once they've graduated. For this reason, Francesco Mugnai, professor of capping, communication studies, has decided to focus on practical aspects, inviting his students to develop their own projects.
I would say that we develop ideas in this course. Capping is the last step in the academic part of the students, and it's the last chance they have to communicate something before getting a job. It's really particular course, really practical one. We don't write papers, but we try to make something tangible, something you can touch. I really care about the academic part, of course, but I care about the career too. So sooner or later they will have to find a job, and this course will make them more confident about this point, because they will have to develop an idea from the scratch, and we will build it actually, and they will present the idea at the end of the course.
My project in particular, I play volleyball back in the States, and so I have come up with like a website and interface that is bridges the gap between internationals and American players, so that players, student athletes that want to come to the States to play Division 1, 2, 3 sports, whatever it is able to make a connection with a coach, and I'm like potentially going to be the website and interface that bridges that gap.
LdM is not just focused on study. It offers several clubs that students can attend during their spare time, such as Jam Ensemble.
Well, at least for this music club, it's definitely given me a chance to not only experiment with my creativity, but collaborate with other people in the club, and it's been a good opportunity for me to do so. I was in a music band in high school, and since college, even at my home institution, it's been hard to get involved in the same way, and then LdM has offered a great opportunity in this to do that.
Soccer.
It helped me meet a lot of people, helped me focus more in class because I'm doing something besides just studying or just staying in my room, so it's pretty fun.
And even ceramics.
I have taken some art classes in the past, but being a business major, I never really got to do it in college. And I think that this is just a really interesting place. Every Thursday, I know that it's going to be a classroom where I can just relax and not really have to worry about a grade or like worrying about what it looks like to others. I can really focus on what I want to do.
In addition to this, every year, our students have the chance to see their creations on display thanks to Art is in the Square, an exhibition held in Piazza San Lorenzo. Paintings, prints, sculptures, mixed media, graphics and interior design projects, and much more are on show here, in the heart of Florence, just a few meters away from the LDM headquarters.
It feels great, it feels amazing, but at the same time very vulnerable because I'm always in the studio, so I'm the only one who usually sees it. So it's very special to see everyone looking at it and being so public, and I kind of like it, for sure, yeah.
On this occasion, various events are organized by performing arts students and clubs, such as dance performances and live music.
This is just a taste of what Istituto Lorenzo de Medici is, and who better than our students can explain what it looks like to live an experience at LDM.
The level of expertise that the professors bring to the table in the classroom is above all very important for me because they have such a strong background in other fields in the private sector that I feel like I can use that as a stepping stone to traject myself into a very successful career once I leave here.
100% if you have the opportunity to study abroad, do it. If you know that you're going to LDM, take it. They have great activities, they have great sports and hobbies that they offer. And then the classes are, not only are they like rigorating in a good way, but I feel like that they very much apply towards my major as well.
And now, we've come to the end of our journey into Istituto Lorenzo de Medici. We thank you for having been with us and look forward to meeting you in our campuses in Florence, Tuscania, and Rome.